Rule number 1, do not try to extort Taylor Swift because she just threw Blake Lively right under the bus and then drove back one more time.
Your best friend and your companion and your most trusted person in your life, and then they could go and become your worst enemy who knows how to hurt you because they were once your most trusted person.
It's the worst betrayal.
Yeah.
They were the glittering triangle everyone rooted for: Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, and director-actor Justin Baldoni teaming up to turn Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us into box office gold. But somewhere between red carpet smiles and final cut arguments, friendship curdled into fury, and a simple song license exploded into allegations of extortion, leaked texts, and courtroom chess moves worth hundreds of millions. How did a soundtrack choice transform beloved A-listers into bitter opponents? Let's rewind the timeline, peel back the sealed affidavits, and follow the breadcrumbs.
Even on my worst day, did I deserve, babe, all the hell you gave?
Falling out between two megastars. We'll tell you what's going on between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift.
When Blake first joined Taylor's inner circle in 2016, their bond looked unbreakable, matching New Year selfies, baby name Easter eggs in songs, and cheerful cameos on the Eras tour. Fast forward to 2023, and Baldoni announces he'll star in and direct the film adaptation of Hoover's bestseller. Blake signs on as executive producer, touting total creative trust with Baldoni while praising Taylor's guidance on every step. Yet industry whispers told another story: Blake rewriting scenes on set, pushing out department heads, and name-dropping Taylor to silence dissent. The red flags were there, but no one expected how quickly they'd turn scarlet. Because behind closed doors, Blake was already eyeing Final Cut, and she knew exactly which song could lock that power in place.
He's in Kent, and one of our editors, Shane Reed, who, fun fact, he was my editor on Taylor's music video that I directed.
To go like, am I the asshole in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that like that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing and the costume design and creating the character.
Post-production should have been routine, editors polish pacing, composers score emotions, and everyone heads to press junkets. Instead, Sony execs watched in disbelief as Blake installed her personal editor and demanded extra weeks in the Bay, weeks Baldoni said the budget simply couldn't absorb. Her bargaining chip? Taylor's haunting "My Tears Ricochet." Blake insisted the trailer needed it, hinting that Taylor's blessing hinged on more edit time. Studios rarely gamble with a guaranteed hit, so Baldoni came away feeling cornered, his own director's pass shrinking by the hour. Friends warned him Blake's leverage reached beyond studio corridors, straight into pop royalties camp. He was about to find out how deep that leverage went. Blake fired the first legal volley, a December 31, 2024 civil rights complaint, accusing Justin of sexual harassment, retaliation, and creating a toxic set. Justin fired back within weeks, first with a $250 million libel suit against the New York Times, then a $400 million counterblast naming Blake, Ryan Reynolds, and publicist Leslie Sloan for defamation and extortion. His filing included photos he says show Sony security escorting my wife and kids into a basement holding room during the August 2024 New York premiere. Proof, he claims, that Blake literally iced him out of his own movie. Backing Justin is Wayfarer Studios co-founder and billionaire Steve Sarowitz, whom Blake's suit depicts as ready to spend $100 million to ruin her reputation. Sarowitz, in turn, tapped Hollywood lit star Bryan Freedman, the same lawyer who later subpoenaed Taylor Swift, to run point. But those early salvos were nothing compared to what landed on Valentine's Day.
Creating false allegations against someone, it is illegal.
February 14, 2025 should have been roses and soft launches. Instead, Baldoni's legal team claims a source from Camp Swift delivered chilling intel. Blake had allegedly told Taylor, "Post a statement backing me, or I'll dump a decade of our private texts." 10 years of candid confessions, career secrets, and maybe even relationship drama, all dangling over the superstar's head like a digital guillotine. Taylor stayed silent. Baldoni's attorneys smelled witness tampering and moved quickly, subpoenaed Taylor and her lawyers, dragged the truth into daylight, and proved Blake's threat. Fans watching from Twitter Spaces gasped. Was Hollywood's model friendship about to detonate on the record? What nobody expected was how swiftly the courtroom would bite back.
Did Blake Lively try to extort Taylor Swift? We got the legal docs and attorney Ron Zambrano here to discuss.
Blake had contacted Taylor, but the lawyers had contacted each other and said, we really want you to put out a statement of support as to why Blake was not with you at the Super Bowl. And Taylor was like, wait, what? And then, of course, because they're friends, they have all these texts back and forth. And it was said that there was some allusion to, well, if you do not do this, we might have to let some text leak. And I think Taylor was like, oh, what? That's a record scratch on any friendship. Now, listen, the judge said, I'm not allowing you to look at their messages. Let's just get this letter out of the record because sources are sources, but who are they? How do you know? And this is just spurious. So that was that, but at the same time, Taylor was like, you know what? I'm kind of done.
Baldoni's team fired off subpoenas to Taylor's counsel, hoping emails or call logs would confirm the ultimatum. Taylor's attorneys responded with a blistering motion to quash, labeling the request unduly burdensome and irrelevant, while Blake's lawyers chimed in, calling the subpoenas pure harassment. Judge Liman wasted no time. He struck portions of Baldoni's filing, warned both sides about turning his courtroom into a press circus, and hinted that sanctions weren't off the table. Headlines framed it as a loss for Baldoni, yet eagle-eyed observers noticed his lawyer, Bryan Freedman, muttering outside chambers that good faith discussions were underway. Was a back-channel deal in motion?
In a surprising reversal, Team Justin Baldoni has dropped their subpoena request from Taylor Swift. Now, of course, Blake Lively and most of the mainstream media is jumping on this as a win towards Blake, but it's not. We need to discuss.
Justin Baldoni's team abruptly yanked its subpoena for Taylor Swift in his escalating defamation duel with Blake Lively. Insiders say the reversal came after Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, quietly handed Baldoni's lawyers the documents they wanted, on one condition: keep Taylor out of the fray. During the handoff, Scott dropped a bombshell, alleging Blake threatened to publish years of Taylor's private texts unless the pop star publicly backed her. The claim reveals how cutthroat this once-friendly circle has become. If Scott's account is accurate, any hope of rekindling Taylor and Blake's bond is dead. A seasoned financier of his daughter's career, Scott is now in full damage control mode, determined to protect her brand and his investment. Meanwhile, legal bills soar and reputations teeter, with talk that Blake may still retaliate by leaking those texts. What began as a minor spat has morphed into a scorched earth fight poised to scar everyone involved.
Blake really thought Taylor would have said anything for her and done anything for her, and how wrong she was. Because Papa Swift allegedly called Bryan Freedman and let him know what was really up. I love this.
Retracted their Taylor Swift subpoena in the legal fight with Blake Lively. Kinsey, why would they do that? Why would Baldoni's legal team let Taylor Swift off the hook?
I'll tell you why, because Taylor Swift's father, Scott Swift, willingly provided the information that they were looking for as part of a deal to prevent his daughter from any further involvement with the Blake versus Justin drama. So they had to agree to withdraw their subpoena, and it's Taylor's father that stepped in and gave them the requested information. Now, he also provided Justin Baldoni's team with the bombshell claim that Blake Lively threatened to leak his daughter's text messages if Taylor did not publicly support her. This gives us exactly the perfect idea of how vicious this truly has become behind the scenes.
Absolutely vicious. And if that's accurate, if her father has done that, then that friendship isn't just a little bit under strain. It's well and truly done and dusted. If Taylor Swift is being threatened with having years of her private text messages released, that's pretty down and dirty.
Legal strategists now whisper that Blake's entire harassment case may hinge on her believability. If she misrepresented Taylor's role, or worse, threatened her, every other claim risks being tainted. Baldoni's team is poised to question the authenticity of Blake's submitted text messages, flagging potential edits, and noting she isn't a party to many conversations she cites. Authentication fights, hearsay objections, and the specter of NDA-shielded workplace allegations could dominate pretrial motions. And if jurors sense a pattern of exaggeration, even legitimate complaints could look suspect. The courtroom isn't just weighing contracts, it's measuring trust.
Blake Lively's public persona. What are people saying about her?
It's not great. You know, I've reported before that her public opinion is kind of in the toilet. People are not real happy with her. I don't know who would really want to be friends with Blake if you understand that anything you text her may end up in court.
In superhero lore, the most dangerous enemy is the friend who knows your secrets. Blake, Taylor, and Baldoni once shared creative dreams. Now they trade legal volleys that could redefine career trajectories. And maybe cost it ends with us. It's happy ending. Did Blake weaponize a friendship? Did Baldoni overplay legal brinkmanship? Or is this all standard issue Hollywood drama with extra glitter? Scroll down, weigh the receipts, and tell us who's the real nemesis in this blockbuster, feud, and what twist do you expect next? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to stay in the know.